Welcome to W&L Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with golf coach Gavin Colliton, women's tennis captain Katie Tabb, and women's track and field captain Becca Taylor. But first, here's a look back at last weekend in Washington sports. In a rematch of the 2008 Division III Championship, the second-ranked women's tennis team fell 5-4 to number 1 Williams on Sunday at the Fab 5 tournament at Emory University. Also in Atlanta, the Generals picked up wins against nationally ranked Middlebury and DePaul. Senior Katie Tabb went 2-1 at number 1 singles and teamed with junior Lauren Kerr to take all 3 top-flight doubles matches over the weekend. Back in Lexington, the Generals improved to 9-0 in the ODAC with a 7-0 victory over Emory and Henry on Sunday. The men's tennis team ran its record to 13-3 with a 6-3 win over Averett and a 7-2 victory against Swarthmore at home this weekend. In women's lacrosse, Washington and Lee lost to an ODAC opponent for the first time since the 2004 season as Roanoke defeated the Generals 12-8 in Salem on Saturday. The loss snapped a 48-game win streak against conference opponents. W&L bounced back with an 11-10 win at Lynchburg on Monday, getting 4 goals from junior Meredith Freeman. The men's lacrosse team opened its conference schedule with a 16-6 road victory over Virginia Wesleyan on Saturday. Junior Will Keegler led the way with 4 goals and 3 assists, while senior Seth Fishman added 4 goals as W&L improved to 9-1. The track and field teams competed in the W&L VMI Carnival on Friday and Saturday. Senior Becca Taylor produced a school record time and placed first in a 3,000-meter steeplechase. That was one of 13 top 5 finishes for the Generals at the meet. In golf, Washington and Lee placed 6th out of 16 teams in the Scarlet Bracket and 21st of 32 teams overall in the Marine Corps Intercollegiate at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Junior Joe Gibson finished 6th among the golfers in the Generals bracket. And in baseball on Monday, W&L split an ODAC doubleheader with Lynchburg. The Generals scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning to rally for a 5-4 win in Game 1. Sophomore Drew Deason's 2-run double tied the game, and Deason scored the winning run on senior Byron Peister's RBI single. Lynchburg won the second game 9-5. Coming up next, I'll be joined by golf coach Gavin Colliton. With me now is golf head coach Gavin Colliton. Coach, welcome to the show.
Hey.
Coach, how do you build off last season's ODAC championship and NCAA appearance with the golfers that you have returning this year?
Well, I think last year just gave us a lot of confidence, and that's carried into it. I think the guys know they can win, and we got to start playing a little better golf, but they know they can beat top-ranked teams, and that's what they're looking forward to the next 10, 15 days.
Going back to the first half of the season, you had a victory in the McDaniel Invitational back in October. Overall, how did the Generals fare in the fall portion of the year?
The victories are great. It's always great to win. It builds a lot of confidence, and in golf you need that. But, you know, the fall as an overall picture just wasn't quite what we're looking for. I think the guys need to know they need to step up a little bit more. So.
What do the spring tournaments that you have on the schedule do in terms of getting you ready for the ODAC championships later this month?
Well, it helps us find you know, the top 5 players that are playing the best golf. You know, we've changed the lineup a couple times, and you know, we're set for the next 2 tournaments, for the Emory tournament and the ODAC championship, and let's hope we got the right 5 guys playing.
What are the keys to the General success and possibly defending that conference championship?
You know, playing with confidence, making putts. What's been hurting us is we've been hitting a lot of fairways and greens, but just haven't been making any putts. We need to, you know, get a few birdies, and that way that'll, you know, sort of counter those bogeys when they pop up in there. And just need to make some putts, and we'll be fine.
Well, Coach, we thank you for joining us, and we wish you luck the rest of the year.
Jeremy, thank you.
Joined now by Katie Tabb, senior women's tennis captain for Minneapolis. Katie, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Katie, take us back to 2 years ago. What was it like to score the clinching singles win for the 2007 National Championship?
It was just terrible. One of the worst experiences of my life. No, it was great. It was obviously such a big event and something that was so exciting for me personally, but I have so many good memories from that season that they all kind of overshadow that, that in particular, but obviously it was a lot of fun to clinch that match.
Getting back to 2009, the Generals have fared very well against a tough non-conference schedule. You got the win over Carnegie Mellon at home a couple of weeks ago, and just this past weekend you lost 5-4 to the number 1 team in the country, Williams.
Yeah.
Overall, how pleased have you been with the way the Generals have done against these tough teams?
Yeah, you know, we've had some really close matches, which generally teams don't like to have. You want to win easily, but I think for us it's been really beneficial just because we've kind of gotten into the swing of things, and playing really tough competition right off the bat has made us stronger. I think that the competition early in the season has made us build upon the successes we've had, and so we're only getting better and better.
As the #1 singles player, you get the top opponent from each team that the Generals face. Is there more pressure as the #1 seed, or is that something that maybe you've grown accustomed to over the last couple of years?
Yeah, I did play one last year, and it was hard at first. There was a lot of pressure, especially since Emily Applegate, our #1 from the year before, was so solid and she won so many of those matches. So I do think there was a little bit of pressure coming into that spot for me to perform really well, but I've gotten used to it, and now I just go out every match trying to play the best that I can, and if I do that, then I'm happy with the result.
As we were discussing, you've been very well tested by the non-conference schedule. When you get to the postseason, what are the keys to the General success, especially if you run up against a team like Williams again?
Yeah, I definitely think playing it one match at a time is going to be really important. We cannot look too far into the future. We have a really tough spring break schedule that's going to be really good for us to practice and get ready for nationals, but no team can be underestimated. You know, we had a really big battle against Carnegie Mellon, and we'll have to see them before we have to see any of the other tough teams. So just playing with a lot of intensity for every match is going to be really important for us.
Well, Katie, we thank you for joining us, and we wish you luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
With me now is Becca Taylor, senior track and field captain from Burton, Washington. Becca, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Becca, what was it like to be part of Washington and Lee's first ODAC championship track and field team at the indoor meet back in February?
Well, first of all, it was extremely exciting to be able to say that we had done something that hadn't been done at W&L before, and the fact that every single person and every single race mattered so much to our success, because the margin of victory was very tight, and we knew that going in. And I think that sort of added to the excitement of getting that.
What is the most important lesson that you've learned from competing in Division III athletics?
Well, I think part of it is the fact that as a Division III athlete, I think there's still a really strong focus on the academic side, and being able to have that balance between athletics and academics has meant a lot to me and helped me sort of balance my life. But then also being able to push myself farther than I was able to in high school, dropping, I think, almost 20 seconds off my high school mile time, and just being able to sort of realize the potential that I could reach.
We're in the outdoor season now. Could you tell us which outdoor events you participate in? I'm particularly interested to hear about the steeplechase.
Okay. Well, I'm a distance runner, so I do anything 800 meters and above. So I will run 1500, the 5K if I'm asked to do it. But I started my sophomore year running the steeplechase. Coach Hoey was actually she steeplechased after her college career, and she made it all the way to the Olympic trials. So it's an amazing experience having a coach who knows so much about the sport. I'd hurdled a little bit in high school, and as a distance runner, I thought it was an intriguing event. It's a 3,000, so 7.5 laps, and each lap has 4 barriers and 1 water jump. And the goal is to you hurdle the barriers, but the water jump you actually stand on and then jump into the water and try not to fall or get too wet. It's a very challenging race, and it has a learning curve, and it's taken me running it a couple times before I finally sort of felt comfortable doing it, and now I feel like I can go on to compete against more people.
It sounds just like an all-around challenge for you and for anyone as an athlete. As a team, what are the keys to a successful outdoor season for Washington and Lee Track and Field?
I definitely think, continuing with the momentum that we have from indoor and staying focused. It's a very long, with indoor and outdoor, it's a very long season. So riding off the momentum of indoor and keeping our focus and sort of setting our goals again and doing a lot of the same things that we did for indoor which was, stressing that every single race counts, every performance counts, and people stepping up and running multiple events at the outdoor ODEC meet will make a difference.
Well, Becca, we thank you for joining us, and we wish you luck this spring.
All right, thank you.
The Washington Lee Athletics calendar is empty this weekend as our student athletes take winter term exams. Because of the exam schedule, there will be no show next week. We'll return with a brand new edition in 2 weeks' time. This has been the W&L Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.